Hey guys, CJS Knives. I want to show you the latest knife that I got done, latest ironclad. Here's the newest ironclad with deer antler handles. Customer met on Facebook, wanted an ironclad, but he wanted it kind of more custom, and he wanted deer antler handles on it. So I quoted him a price, and he said go ahead and go for it. This is going to get a leather sheath, and he's also going to get a fire steel with matching deer antler handle on it as well. So it's all done. It's ready to go. It's been sharpened. It just needs to get wiped down, and then my maker's mark is going to get put on it, my logo, and then my name on here. Just like my typical ironclads, they have my logo. I use the Etch-O-Matic marking system to etch my logos on to the side of my blades, and I got this one from McMaster Car. They seem to have the best deal. They're a little bit cheaper than actual going through the Etch-O-Matic website or going through eBay or something like that. So that's where I went with them. So I thought I'd go through that process. Here's the Etch-O-Matic machine, and before we go through that, here are the different stencils that I have. You see, I have my CJS stencil. I have a smaller stencil. I have my name with the 1095 steel on there, and there's a different one that I also use too as well. But I got my stencils from a gentleman named Ernie Gospitch, and I highly recommend meeting Ernie. I'm going to have a link to his website down below. Sorry, it's erniesknives.com, and you can email him at shrpknife@aol.com. And I'll have all the information in a link down below in the description. But you must have your stencils in order to use your Etch-O-Matic. And the Etch-O-Matic itself was about $75, I believe, for the Etch-O-Matic kit. All this stuff comes in the kit with the solution and the neutralizer. But the stencils themselves are separately, and you kind of contact Ernie for that. And I believe it's been a while. I think it was $28. I think it was for a sheet of stencils for these. I think that's 8 stencils. And then I got this one, 2-line stencil like this is $7. I've gotten quite a few different ones of these, like for a customer's name to put on there, it's $7. So I'll charge an additional $10 for that if anybody wants their name put on the side of the blade. And, so I'm going to get my camera set up on my tripod, and we'll go over stenciling up the ironclad. Alright, so let's go over the components. You have the electrolyte that you put on the pad of the Etch-O-Matic pad. Moisten that up, and that is your applicator pad. You have the stencil, obviously, and then you have the neutralizer. Now the neutralizer comes in a powder packet, and you mix it with water, 3-to-1 mix. I forgot what it is. I did it a long time ago. You mix it up with water. I use a Gerber's baby food bottle and an eye droplet. I originally started using a spray bottle, but you really only need a couple drops, and I was just wasting so much of this stuff. And not that it's expensive, but just that I didn't want to waste it. I got an eyedropper from Walgreens and a baby food bottle, and that's what I'm using for my neutralizer. So first thing to do is to, which I've already done, but is to wipe down the blade and the stencil with some nail polish remover. So I got some real cheap stuff from the dollar store. Nail polish remover takes off all the oil, any kind of dirt, debris, all that sort of stuff. It also cleans up the stencil as well. So the stencil I'm going to start off with is my logo stencil, the CJS logo. So I got a piece of tape on one side, and then this side is going to go up against the handle part of the knife. And so I'm going to try to center my logo in between this section here. So trying to keep it straight. It'll look something like that. And put the electrolyte onto the pad applicator. just enough to soak it. Then you have a grounding strap. That's an alligator clip that grounds to the blade of the knife. It sometimes falls off, so you gotta be careful with that. Then I just take the Etch-O-Matic and hold on to the stencil for about 10 to 12 seconds. It's the reason why I only tape one side. You'll see here in just a minute. So, apply light pressure. So this is why I only tape one side of the etching stencil. That way I can lift up and check it. Actually, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to let that ride. So the next move is to use the neutralizer. Take my stencil off. Put that aside for right now. Use a neutralizer. Drop a couple drops. I just swirl it around a little bit. Let that sit on there. That neutralizes the acids from the electrolyte that we put on top of the pad on the Etch-O-Matic. If you do not use a neutralizer, the remnants of the electrolyte will rust the blade, especially on a carbon steel blade. So, wipe that off. And there's my logo. Now just turn around and do the other side, and the logo is exactly the same way. There you go. There's my name, and the carbon steel it's made from, 1095. So that's it. There's the etching of the CJS Ironclad. Thanks for watching, guys.